He laughed when I asked for my parking spot back. Are we in high school? 3 months later, I handed the CEO a 47-page report. I'm a software engineer at a tech startup. We have assigned parking spots based on seniority, and I was employee number 12, so I got spot 47, right by the entrance. When Bryce joined as our new sales VP 6 months ago, he parked in visitor spots like everyone else. Then 3 months ago, he started parking in my spot every single day. The first week, I left polite notes on his windshield. He ignored everyone, so I approached him directly in the office kitchen. Hey Bryce, that's my assigned spot, number 47. He actually laughed in my face. Parking spots? Are we in high school? I escalated to our office manager, Keisha. She sent him a polite email reminder about the parking system. He replied all to the entire company distribution list. I park where there's space available. Not my fault some people are territorial about painted lines. The next week, he started arriving earlier to claim my spot before I got there. I'd show up at my normal 7:30 a.m. to find him already parked there, so I started parking in visitor spots. He complained to reception that I was stealing visitor parking from clients. At our next all-hands team meeting, he made a joke. Some people care more about parking spots than actual work. A few people laughed nervously. I felt my face burning. I emailed HR with timestamps, photos, documentation. Their response was disappointing. It's just parking. Can't you two work this out between yourselves? So Bryce escalated even further. Started arriving at 6:30 a.m. every morning to guarantee he got my spot. One day I showed up at 6 a.m. The very next day, he arrived at 5:45 a.m. Then he sent me a Slack message. Maybe you should try public transit. Better for the environment anyway. He started parking so badly that I couldn't even use spots 46 or 48 on either side of mine. Other employees started pulling me aside with concerned looks. Just let him have it. It's not worth the fight. Pick your battles. It's just a parking spot. But here's what nobody knew. I wasn't just upset about parking. I was documenting absolutely everything. Our employee handbook clearly states that assigned parking is part of our compensation package, a negotiated benefit. Every single violation was a policy breach. I had dashboard camera footage with timestamps for every occurrence. His dismissive Slack messages and emails violated our harassment policy. That reply all email he sent mocking me, it had gone to board members he didn't even notice were copied on the thread. And while I was documenting his parking violations, I noticed something else in his weekly reports, his sales numbers. The pipeline metrics he reported in Monday meetings didn't match the actual CRM data. Week after week, he was inflating his numbers, making deals sound more promising than they actually were, making himself look better to leadership. After 73 days straight of violations, I requested a formal meeting with the CEO, head of HR, and Bryce. Bryce walked into the conference room looking completely cocky, coffee in hand. This is about parking? Seriously? I slid a bound 47-page document across the table. The cover read, Parking Spot 47, a comprehensive study in policy violations. Inside was everything. Photos with timestamps, every Slack message, every email chain, witness statements from other employees who'd watched this unfold. The CEO's expression changed completely when he reached the page showing Bryce's reply, all email that had been sent to board members. I walked him through the employee handbook section about assigned parking as a negotiated benefit. Then, I did the math out loud. 73 days times the $15 daily visitor parking rate equals $1,095 in stolen compensation. Then I pulled out my laptop and brought up the sales data spreadsheet. There's also this issue. I displayed the discrepancies side by side. Bryce's reported pipeline numbers versus actual CRM data. Week after week of inflated metrics that made him look successful. Made the CEO look good to investors with numbers that weren't real. The CEO went very still. You've been lying about sales numbers? Bryce shifted uncomfortably in his seat. That's just industry standard optimism. Everyone does it to some degree. I pulled up our company ethics code on the screen. The highlighted section about data integrity clearly visible. The CEO looked at our head of HR. She nodded slowly. This constitutes termination level policy violation on multiple counts. Bryce stood up fast, his chair scraping backward. Over a parking spot, his voice cracked slightly. I stayed completely calm. No, over 73 documented policy violations, systematic harassment, and fraud. The CEO's voice was quiet and final. Clean out your desk. Security will escort you out of the building. As Bryce left, the CEO turned to me with genuine regret in his eyes. I'm so sorry this went on for so long. That parking spot is yours. It always has been. He paused, then added, actually, do you want spot number 1? Right by the front door? It's technically mine, but I bike to work every day anyway. I sat there holding my 47-page report. 3 solid months of 5:45 a.m. wake-up calls suddenly